If Socrates lived today, he'd be canceled in a week. But here's how he would respond. Imagine it. The greatest philosopher of ancient Greece, trending on X, misquoted on TikTok, and dissected by millions of strangers who never met him. One clip out of context, one bold question misunderstood, and within hours, the court of public opinion decides he's dangerous, arrogant, out of touch. That's our world now, fast, loud, unforgiving, where everyone has a voice, but few have the patience to listen, where reacting first feels safer than thinking twice. But Socrates, he lived in a time just as hostile, accused of corrupting the youth, mocked in plays, condemned by his own city. And yet, he never lashed out. He didn't defend himself with anger or self-pity. He turned criticism into dialogue. He turned conflict into clarity. Because Socrates didn't fight criticism, he transformed it. He saw every insult as a mirror, every attack as an invitation to understand. So how would that ancient philosopher survive the noise of 2025? Let's begin. Criticism reveals more about the critic than the one criticized. That's how Socrates saw it. Every harsh word, every attack, it wasn't a verdict, it was a reflection. So instead of reacting, he paused and asked. In modern terms, imagine an influencer posting a thoughtful idea. Within minutes, the comments flood in. You're wrong, you're fake, you've changed. The usual chaos. Most people respond instantly. Defend, explain, fight back. Because silence feels like surrender. But Socrates would do the opposite. He'd ask, what makes you think that? Not sarcastically, sincerely. Because he knew that most criticism isn't about truth, it's about emotion. And when you respond with curiosity instead of pride, something shifts. The conversation slows down. Ego loses its grip. You start to see that every accusation says something, not always about you, but about the one throwing it. That's why Socrates often asked his students, do you want to be right, or do you want to understand? Because one leads to argument, the other leads to peace. But what if the criticism feels unfair? When people twist your words or judge without knowing? Socrates had a rule for that too. Before reacting, Socrates filtered every word through 3 questions. Is it true? Is it good? Is it useful? That was his quiet shield against the noise of Athens, and it works even better in the chaos of 2025. Because today, every post, every comment, every headline demands a reaction. Someone misquotes you. Someone mocks your opinion. Someone twists your words just to get likes. And your first instinct? Fire back. Defend yourself. Prove them wrong. But Socrates would pause and apply his test. If it's not true, it's just noise. If it's not good, it's just poison. If it's not useful, it's just distraction. And most of what we hear fails all 3. So why let it live rent-free in your mind? He believed that the mind, like the soul, needs purity. You don't just protect it from lies, you protect it from useless truth too. So before you reply to that post, before you argue in the comments, ask yourself, will this bring clarity or just more confusion? Will this help anyone or only feed the fire? Because sometimes silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom in motion. But Socrates didn't stop there. He didn't just ignore critics, he transformed their attacks into insight. Here's how. Reacting is instinct. Responding is wisdom. Most people react, fast, loud, emotional. They let the moment dictate their words. But a response is different. a response comes from clarity, not chaos. Think of two waters, one stormy, one still. The storm reflects nothing, only noise. But the still water, that reflects the truth, clearly. That was Socrates' mind, calm, reflective, unshaken. When someone insulted him, he didn't strike back. He asked, softly, "Tell me, what do you mean by that?" It wasn't sarcasm, it was inquiry. He wanted to understand, not destroy. Because every reaction adds fuel to conflict, but every calm question removes oxygen from the fire. Now imagine this in today's world. A public figure gets criticized online. Thousands of comments flood in. Instead of defending or deleting, they pause. They thank their critic. They clarify their thought with grace. And what happens? The outrage fades. Respect rises. Socrates knew your calmness is louder than your defense. Because calm isn't passive, it's power under control. And behind that calm, he practiced something deeper. A principle that kept his ego from ever taking over. Humility.
Socrates never saw himself as a victim, only as a student. He didn't fight to be right. He listened to be wise. He once said, "I know that I know nothing," not as a confession of weakness, but as a declaration of freedom. Because the moment you stop needing to prove yourself, you begin to grow. Today, we live in an age of ego. Everyone wants to be right, loud, and certain. But Socratic humility whispers, "What if I'm wrong?" And that's okay. That single question disarms pride. It turns criticism into insight and enemies into unexpected teachers. Think about it. Every harsh comment, every online jab, behind it might be a fragment of truth you haven't seen yet. Not every insult is wise, but every insult is an invitation, an unpolished truth waiting to be understood. When you stop defending and start asking, you take control of the conversation, not by force, but by presence. That's how Socrates turned judgment into learning. He didn't feed the noise, he listened beneath it. And that's what we've lost in 2025. Not intelligence, but curiosity. So, how do we bring Socrates into 2025? It's simpler than it seems, but it takes practice. First, pause before you reply. Let silence do what anger never can, reveal what's true. Second, filter every word you hear. Ask yourself, is it true? Is it kind? Is it useful? If not, let it pass. Third, respond from understanding, not ego. Because sometimes the harshest voices are just clumsy expressions of pain. And wisdom means asking, what truth might they be trying, but failing to say? Socrates would be canceled 1,000 times over today, but he wouldn't be broken. He'd stay still while the world shouted. He'd listen, question, and walk away with peace still intact. So when criticism comes your way, remember this rule. Don't react, respond. That's how wisdom survives the noise, and how you rise above it. In an age of instant outrage, patience is rebellion. The world rewards the loudest voice, but wisdom whispers. Before you scroll, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, how would I respond if I were Socrates? If you found a bit of calm in these words, subscribe, and let's keep learning how ancient wisdom can still heal our modern chaos.